Oh, okay. Now we talk about Saw, the final chapter. We know it's not. You know there's Jigsaw, and we got a new one coming out this year, which is why I'm doing these. So, this one was supposed to answer all the questions of the franchise and let us know everything that's been happening since the first film and beyond. And we've really had a lot of flashbacks since part 3, really, that have filled us in on what has been happening with Jigsaw since the beginning. And this one, well, I don't know about this one. Towards the end, I'm going to talk about something I saw on Wikipedia a few years ago when it was announced that the 8th film would be coming out, which we know now is Jigsaw. And I just want to talk about that because it seems like a better idea than what they went with, but we'll see. So, this one starts off with showing us a flashback of Dr. Gordon dragging himself out from the bathroom area in the first film before propping himself up, cauterizing his wound with a heat from a pipe, and kind of just propping himself up, and then he passes out. And then we get cut to another scene, which is the death scene that we have at the beginning of every movie, and we have or the trap scene, whatever. We have a public trap with 2 men and a woman, and 2 men are stuck on this apparatus where there's 2 saws swirling here and there's one swirling here, and the woman is hung up here. And it turns out it's 2 guys that were secretly with this woman. She's cheating on both of them with the other one. And, she's trying to use the feelings, both of their feelings, to try to have one of them save her and kill the other one. And they have enough, and then, fuck it, you were a bitch anyway. And they kill her instead. And then it cuts to the opening, like the real beginning. It says it's all, but then we get to the actual continuation where Hoffman escapes, and he's, and she's hiding from him after what she did, and he sews up. And this whole thing, really, the whole Hoffman side of this can be summed up in that he's basically trying to get to Jill to kill her. Basically all he's trying to do. We get introduced to a new detective named Gibson, played by Chad Danella, and he has some history with Hoffman because there was an incident when he was a beat cop that Hoffman killed someone, like a homeless person or something, tried to attack and kill Gibson, so Hoffman murdered the crook in cold blood. And then Gibson went on to be in IA, is that what it is? Where Internal Affairs, IA. He to be Internal Affairs, and Hoffman stayed back there. He'd be a detective and all that. And and there's no love lost between them, that's for sure. We're also introduced to Bobby Dagan. He's this guy who claims to have been in a jigsaw trap where he had to put these hooks into his biceps and then try to climb up and get to the top and connect 2 cords together. And he claims that's what he did, and he runs this group. And in the group, we see past characters. We see Tamra, which is the mother from the previous film, Saw 6, with the kid. She's there. Malik from part 5, he's in there. He was one of the people, the 6 people that had been on the house. He was the tweaker guy. the two guys from the beginning. Two guys from the beginning. Who else? Guys from the beginning. The old lady secretary from the previous film, and then the African American chick who cut off her arm at the beginning of the previous film. And then there's a new African American woman who tells a story of her trap is kind of stupid. Like, everyone knows that when you're in a trap, you wake up and you're in the trap. But her trap is, she's trapped with another guy and they're hanging on. And there's a bunch of saws rotating underneath. How do you wake up there? Because you gotta be holding on, right? You know, like, it doesn't even really explain that she woke up, but she's hanging there, and all she does is, like, slap the guy and he falls down. That's it. It's really stupid. And, of course, at this group, there's Dr. Gordon. And it's made clear, very clear, that Bobby Dagen is a fraud from the beginning. He's doing this publicist thing. And we even get a flashback later that shows that he came up with this idea where he and his friend, Cale, were at a bar. And he saw a survivor on TV. Another survivor we have never seen before, by the way. Like the African-American chick. And, so, yeah. So yeah, he's been lying through his ass this whole time. And eventually, it comes back to him because he gets trapped. He gets put in a trap along with his handlers and people and his wife, who's completely innocent in all this, by the way. And that's the one thing where now it's really not even, like, this has a connection to John Kramer. You see a flashback, and oh my god. So, there's this flashback where he goes to talk to Bobby Dagen. And again, Bobby Dagen has been doing this for a while. And he tells him, you know, he basically says he's a fraud. But what he's wearing, like, they got Tobin Bell, who plays John Kramer. He's dressed like some urban punk. He's got, like, a hoodie on over his t-shirt or whatever. He's got a shirt on, hoodie. He's wearing a hat on backwards. This dude's like a 50-year-old man. And you got him dressing like he's 25 or something. It's like, what? I might even be a 50-year-old man to dress like that someday. I don't know. But I'm just saying. It's just really weird. Yeah, like I said, the wife is the only innocent person in this whole thing. And that kind of goes against Jigsaw's thing. Jigsaw takes you if you're guilty of something. Yes, she's going along with this stuff, but she thought it was true. It's not really her fault. She was never told it was a lie until it was too late. So you go through all these tests, and yeah. I think the publicist thing where he attacks him, I think it's this one. Sorry. But eventually, yeah. No one else besides him survives. There's this one that always gets me where there's this woman, this publicist, I think, and she's in a chair, and she's like a dentist chair, and there's a string coming out, and all Bobby Dagen has to do is pull the string out. The key's on there. It's attached to a hook. All you gotta do is pull it out without much noise being made, and they can get out of there. Now, I'm no expert. How does it dictate, if you start pulling it straight out, how does it dictate that the hook will just hang on to something? Just saying, because all of a sudden he's pulling out, all of a sudden it's like, how far down was it, first of all? And how does it attach? I understand you got bones in there. I understand that. You got bones right here. There's bones in there. But I'm just saying. But she won't shut up. It's not really her fault. She's in pain. And I remember laughing when I first saw this because it's funny as hell. After, the thing drills through her and kills her, he's like, why wouldn't you just shut the fuck up? Oh, that's funny. Why would you just shut the fuck up? Oh, that's funny. So yeah, we get to the end of this part. We get into this because I'm going to get to the important parts. So, Bobby Dagan gets the final test. And it's the one he said he did, where he has to put the hooks in here, and he has to climb up and then put the two together, or his wife is going to die. Well, he's not able to do it because he gets up there, goes to do it, and the hooks come out, he falls down, and so his wife has to pay the price for this. Thing comes up around, she's chained to this thing, and it comes up around her, it's basically an oven, and she burns to death. She shouldn't have been a part of this. I know it's teaching Bobby Dagan a lesson, but she shouldn't have been a part of this. It's not her fault. She's innocent in all this. Every one of the people that has been in these traps has done something bad in their life. Done something to someone or to themselves, or it's done something bad. The wife has done nothing to deserve any of this. And that's why I think, this test was made by John, but Hoffman did that on purpose. I don't know. It's just, that part with her, she's an innocent, and it doesn't make any sense. Get back to the Hoffman thing. So Hoffman is trying to get a hold of Jill, right? So there's this other test. It's a bunch of skinheads, whatever they're called, and the lead skinhead, played by the late Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, he's in there and he's glued to the seat of a car. And he has to do this test. He has to reach out straight. He has to go through the pain and pull a lever. All he has to do is he has to pull a lever, and they're safe. He's not able to do it. Now, here's the set. This is the most Rube Goldberg of all the Rube Goldberg traps. His girlfriend is underneath the tire, and it's spinning. And it's spinning in front of her like that. There's a dude strapped a little bit in front of the car here. He's strapped it like this. There's a guy behind the car strapped in like this. You see where this is coming. So when he's not able to do it, the car goes down. The girlfriend goes moosh. It goes forward. The guy behind goes and his body is pulled away from his arms. And then the car goes through the guy in front of them. And Chester goes flying through the windshield. Probably one of my favorite traps. I'm going to have to do a trap ranking. Because there's, not ranking, but it's my top 10 favorite traps. Oh, because that's one of my favorites. It's the most Rube Goldberg of all the Rube Goldberg traps in this thing. Just boom. So, this trap was used as sort of a way for Hoffman to get to the police department because Gibson is trying to track down Hoffman, and Hoffman makes a video, and Gibson's able to figure out where he is because it's a location they've been there together before, and he finds out that it's not where it says it was, and they go back to the junkyard, and they find a secret hiding spot made to look like it's where they were, and they find someone in a chair, and it's the lead skinhead, or one of the skinheads. I don't think it's Chester, I think it's one of the skinheads. And that's when they realize that Hoffman switched himself with one of the dead bodies. And he's made his way through there's a trap that this turret gun or whatever it is shoots off and supposedly kills everyone. And then, the final part of this goes into the police department. He subdues Jill. He puts the reverse bear trap on him. And I don't know what the dependence on the reverse bear trap is. I understand it's an iconic trap. But why? She put it on him and he puts it on her. And it actually goes up this time. I want to go back a little bit, okay? There's a scene earlier in the film in which she supposedly wakes up and she's strapped to this thing. And Hoffman is there, and he's got this weird little train type thing with a big old spear on the front of it. Or spearhead, blade, whatever. And he says, you know the worst thing about killing you, Jill? I only get to do it once. He pulls the lever, it goes through, completely, rips it into pieces. And I remember seeing this get ready to go. I'm like, is this where they're actually going to kill her off? And I'm like, no, they can't. They showed this in the trailer. It can't be how they kill her off. And no, it was a dream. Because they did. They showed it in the trailer. And not like the bloody part, but just showed that it's coming towards her. And it's just like, yeah, it's not real. But then here, she does die. So Hoffman is trying to cut his loss. He's trying to get out of there. And he's attacked by 3 people dressed in pig masks. The leader reveals himself to be Dr. Gordon. We never find out who the other 2 are, but we'll get to that. So he takes Hoffman to the bathroom from the first film, locks him in there, he grabs the saw and says, I don't think so, and throws it out. Imagine this was in 3D, throws it out, and he says, game over. And we haven't seen Hoffman since, so he could be dead. Now, it was confirmed by the producers that the 2 pig men with Dr. Gordon were the 2 guys from the beginning, but I think that was just a cheap way to explain it. You know who would make sense, though? And hear me out. And this was even in, like I said, I mentioned something from Wikipedia. When it was announced they were making an 8th film, somebody edited Wikipedia, and supposedly in the character pages of the Saw character page, the character, it said that the 2 pigmen were Lieutenant Rigg, who supposedly died in the 4th film, and Daniel Matthews, who we haven't seen. And that makes a lot of sense, Daniel Matthews wise. Rigg, you might be saying, well, he's supposed to be dead, right? They had a funeral for him. Yeah, but they said Perez was dead too. Erickson could have hit that too. Who knows? Who knows? That's how they could have figured out it was Hoffman. And they were just trying to find evidence first. You know what I mean? It makes sense, right? There was also one of the edits that said Adam was still alive. Even though we see his body several times, it was written in that Amanda went to move Adam's body out after suffocating him and put Tap's body in there. Danny Glover's body. And but Adam was still technically alive, and Hoffman let him go. And this is where it would pick up in the supposedly 8th film with Adam saving Hoffman and saying, we're even, or whatever. But he still wants revenge because Lawrence left in there. It makes sense to continue that thread. Also, Bobby Dagan was going to resign from the support group and become a member and not the leader. And Dr. Gordon was going to take over as the leader of the support group. This is all I was getting on Wikipedia, which is most likely fan fiction. I didn't see this come true, but this was a good way to go, I think. But none of this is canon, none of this is true, because I thought it was going to be true too. I thought it would be cool, but it didn't happen. We got something else with Jigsaw. Jigsaw's not a bad movie by any means, but this one, I'm going to give it a 6, because to me, it's just, at this point, it had run its course. The franchise has run its course, and we didn't get the answers they said we were supposed to get. It just, So yeah, it gets a 6. So what are your thoughts on Saw, the final chapter? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.